Last video ended abruptly because I realized that number 19 was not what I intended it to be, so I had to go back and recreate it, which takes a minute. Oh, by the way, there is something I wanted to do. And actually, and before I do this, I hope you watch this. You probably won't. But I want to go over the one I just did. So I did some translations and reflections and stuff. And hopefully when I teach this, I'll have time to talk about Desmos, but who knows, okay? So there's a similar example, and I want to at least so you can see some graphical proof of why things work the way they do. All right, so we pull up Desmos. None of you will watch this, but whatever. The original function was 2 times x plus 4, rooftop to the third power, and then plus a 5. And the first thing I asked you to do was shift right 5. And I said you take away 5. Look at what that just happened. There's plus 4. And I said if you just take away 5, it'll shift it right. Hopefully you can see that. It did what it's supposed to. All right. And that, by the way, was cleaned up to look like, 4 minus 5 minus 1. All right, the next translation was to reflect it about the x-axis. And I said what you do is you multiply everything by a -1. I may not have shown it, but that's what you do. Now that's what it looks like if you just multiply everything by a -1. It looks a lot different, doesn't it? So I have to zoom out. Then you can see the reflection that happened. All right, and I cleaned that up because I didn't want to write that. I mean, no, that's just ugly. It's a negative in front of the 2, make the 5 negative. And there's your reflection. So you're seeing the progression of translations happening here. And the last thing is we're supposed to shift it down 3. So on Desmos, that would be this green guy. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the other 2 so I have it less cluttered. And to shift down, I said all you do is you just take away 3. And if you'll look, you can count just as well as I can. 1, 2, 3. And instead of saying -5 minus 3, we just say -8. So that's something useful. So I'm going to change the title of this one. This is going to be demonstrating translations using Desmos. It's worth looking at. You can also do it in your TI-84. You can. Nothing wrong with that. So let me stop this, and then I'll start the other video back up where it needs to be.